Ladies and gents, you're going at it again. I know I look like crap today. Just finished a long day. And I'm tired, but still I'm gonna take the time and have this little conversation with you guys, whoever is watching. Today I wanna go over something very interesting that I always have been intrigued about it. And a few days ago, actually a few months ago, I think I finally got the answer to my question. And yesterday was the point in which I fully realized, and I want to share this with you today. Actually, I got two things, but I'm gonna go over one today, and tomorrow we'll do the other one. The thing that I want to discuss with you today is the huge explosion on a grab for your privacy that is taking place at this time without your consent, your implicit consent. This goes from all the way from 5G, Instagram new terms of services, Facebook, Instagram, and all the social media, extremely invasive. Like Instagram came up with things right now that are beyond worrying. And the sad part is that either people don't know, and the ones that know, they don't care. And I'm gonna go over that a little bit in depth in a second. First, I want to give you my where all this is coming from. I have to admit, I am a Star Wars fan. I always loved those movies. I really like them. All of the old ones, the ones that are not pieces of shit, with social justice warrior commentary and bullshit propaganda, pushing and all that. All the ones that are not like that, before Disney got the franchise, all of them I have. Not interested in anything new, not interested in anything related to Disney or any other communist company that supports communist China and the violation of human rights by China or any other country by that matter. Not interested in supporting none of that negative behavior with my dollars. Just saying. But going back to Star Wars, I always liked the movies. Always have had. But I only have one question about those movies, and I was like, okay, I get this, I get that, I get why this happened, but the only thing that I never got was one thing. And that thing is, why do they wear masks? They do wear masks. They do wear helmets. Why? In the case of Darth Vader, which is my favorite character in the saga, I kinda understand because it was like a life support type of deal and this and that and blah blah blah. But what about all the others? And one thing that got my attention too is that only the bad guys use masks or helmets. The good ones, they don't. Go figure. And I finally got my answer. The other day, I was watching a full interview that another YouTuber interview to a general, 4-star general, I think a 4-star general from the U.S. military, General Spalding. He lived in China for a few times, and he kind of got to know some things about the Chinese government and all that. But that's not the main thing. The main thing is, well, it is connected. What 5G is, how it's being implemented, and why it's such a threat. Most people don't understand what 5G is, and I didn't either. 5G is not a threat from the point of view that, like, the waves of communication are stronger and can give you cancer and this and that, and I don't think that that's a deal. 5G is not the threat. It's not about having a higher speed in your phone, because it's just too small. The difference is in speed is just too small. That is not a tangible day and night kind of difference. It's none of that. The problem with 5G is that is what it is. 5G is an explosion in connectivity. An explosion in connectivity meaning, like, let's say, I'm not an expert on the subject, but for what I got from that conversation, like 2G was just regular calls. 3G was the integration with talk and text. 4G was the integration of talk, text, and video. You could actually stream videos on your phone. And now 5G is not a higher speed in your phone, even though it might have some, but that is not the main thing. 5G is an explosion in connectivity, meaning that there is no way to opt out of the system, because the only thing picking up on you is not your phone anymore. Like, everything is gonna be connected in a way that regardless if you have your phone or not, regardless if you wanna be watch or not, regardless if you wanna participate on that or not, you will be participating. Like, you can walk out of a store with no phone, no nothing, and you just say Uber, and there is gonna be something around you. There is gonna be a camera, there is gonna be a microphone, there is gonna be something that can identify you, it can see you, biometrics, they can hear you, your voice, and they will serve you. And that might sound cool for some of you. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. For some of you, let's leave it there. Maybe if you're not fully connected to reality, because that is a permanent state of surveillance on you. And I strongly advise you to not participate on that. You don't want that. It's not worthy. Coming out of a store and saying Uber, and an Uber just pulls and, takes you wherever you need to. It seems cool, but it's not. It is not. You will not be able to opt out of the system. At least, of course. And this is where I'm going. Like right now, I am. Like back in the days with the old phones, I just opened the phone, take the battery out, boom, the phone didn't listen, didn't see, didn't anything. I did opt out. With these phones that we have right now, unfortunately, they were always looking at you, they were always listening to you, and whoever is connected to that phone, meaning any app that wants to, and you allow to, of course, it will be listening and it will be watching the same things that you listen and watch too. So you're generating data for them. But you have a way to opt out too. You just pick up your phone, you leave it at home, and you go wherever you need to go without the phone, and that's it. End of story. Now 5G will not allow you to do that, because regardless if you have your phone or not, you will still be connected. There will be still cameras watching at you, listening at you, or listening to you, and catering to you. Alexa, Instagram, new terms of services. They have full access to everything you have in your phone and phones around you. Everything meaning everything. Everything meaning accounts that you use, meaning credit cards, bank accounts. They have full access to your phone book. They have full access to your address. They have full access to your text message history. They have full access to medical history if you have anything related to that in your phone. Anything you go in your phone, it is theirs now. They literally say in the terms of services, their camera. Even though it's not, it's your camera, it's your phone. You pay for it, not them. They consider it to be theirs. And let me tell you, you consented to this already if you are using Instagram. Of course, that would be like the woman that Bill Cosby consensually have sex with because they were unconscious. They didn't know. They consent. Oh, of course, I'm being sarcastic. But that's the way it's going right now. And hence the Star Wars thing that I brought up at first. Why do they use masks? And it is to be fair or deduct that in a future, even though in theory that happened, that Star Wars thing happened many years ago in a far away galaxy, it looks more like a futuristic thing because obviously we don't have spaceships or we're not able to travel at speed light or any of that. So most definitely that happened in the future. It is to be fair that in the future they're gonna have in place all of these systems that we are discussing right now. And the only way for you, or that you would have to protect your privacy, would be wearing a helmet and having some kind of microphone, something that distorts your voice, so nothing can pick up on you. No cameras, no microphones, no this and that. You are going to be totally unidentifiable by any of those systems. 2 years ago, nobody could have told me that people were gonna be walking around with masks, and you will not be able to clearly identify any of them. So it's not only the threat of technology, which is an extremely real threat because we are just not using it right. We are being invasive. Now we, the ones that have access to control that technology, are using it in ways that, for once, most people don't understand and don't know about. Number one. And number two, there are a lot of idiots that prefer to do what the outsiders does, putting their heads on the ground and just ignoring the very simple fact that this is wrong and illegal and immoral. And you should drop and stop using these services right away if you care anything about your privacy and your freedom. It's a very simple deal. These people don't have your best interest at the center of their heart. They have theirs. And it is your duty to protect yourself against all of this. Just stop being a fucking idiot, dude. Get your fucking head out of your ass. How about that? And start acting. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot. It only takes to say no. I am not going to be part of this. I won't be part of the permanent state of surveillance, especially when it is an unelected body. The federal government cannot do this to you legally, in theory. They do it, they still hide it, and they still get sued, and they still lose sometimes. But these unelected bodies, with no absolute no oversight or supervision. No, this is bad. This is not capitalism. This is none of that. This is abuse. And I'm pretty sure there will be legal ramifications in time. But the most important thing is not the legal ramifications. It's not, they will find ways. It just drop out of the system. It's not worthy in the name of taking one picture and posting it for maybe one or two guys to give it a like. Maybe 5 if you're a woman. Because, you know, in the name of that, is not worthy. Give away your privacy and your freedom in the name of posting pictures. I hope you can understand this. I truly do. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the problems that we're having. The problems that we're having with our elected officials. Why we're having those problems. And what do we need to do in order to stop that from happening. We need to stop or change the way we vote and for who we vote. That is important. But remember, the most important vote, I said it and I said it again, and I will continue to say it until the kingdom come. The most important vote that you have is your dollars and your participation. It's not that vote every 4 years that anyone can manipulate, steal, change. It's not that one. That one is kind of irrelevant at this point. It's not relevant anymore. That is not the battle anymore. The most important vote that you can have right now, that you can exercise, is your dollars and your participation. Choose who do you support. Support good companies that stand for good things. Support good people that stand for good things. And do not participate in systems that are ultimately designed to destroy you as an individual. I'm gonna leave it there. Tomorrow, I will have that other conversation that I just mentioned. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.